I guess I'm going. Okay. Um, hey everyone, this is day 4 of my Inktober as comics production flashbang. And this is page 3. And before we get started, I had a brainstorm, and as I was about to go to sleep last night, and I stayed up to map some things out. And just to give you to you briefly, like the whole plan to ink a panel from each page uh, wasn't gelling. It wasn't not gelling because it wouldn't have worked, but it has more to do with time. Um, so what I did think of is to do 31 illustrations of the characters in this book. And if there's not 31 characters, then I'll do different sort of things with the characters I have involved. um, but kind of like uh, each one will be like an illustration, meaning not just flat character shots, but sort of scenes, not necessarily from the comic, although maybe gaps in between the panels, kind of like illustrations in books or book covers, even comic book covers, where you see something that's not exactly in the comic but represents what's in the comic. So that is what I came up with, and uh, so I'll out of those 31 illustrations, um, I'll include in the finished printed comic the ones I really, really like. Unless I like all 31, then I'll include all 31. Um, but there'll be like the illustrations I've been doing lately, 9 by 6 on Bristol board. I'll pencil and ink them. So what I'll do for my patrons is I'll make videos of me working on them, but I'll only do like 4 of those videos. So it'll be like a week's full of illustrations. So it won't be like a 6 hour video, but I'll just sort of give briefly a view of each piece, or maybe like an extended cut of one of the best pieces from the week, or something of that sort. And during the video, I'll be talking about the research involved in uh, coming up with each character, or the designs, like what they're wearing, or maybe tools they use, or things that branch out from them. Like there's going to be a corporate villain, so maybe I'll talk about his office design and stuff like that. Um, so I will post post those to my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that. Um, and I think overall it will give me a chance to live with these characters before I actually do the actual pages. um, Now, this will also give me an opportunity to um, do what I've been doing thus far with these videos, which is thumbnailing each page as I go. Um, so I think it works all around. Um, it benefits the book I'm trying to put together and doesn't distract from, you know, being a mess going back and forth, inking this panel, inking that panel. I'll pretty much lay out the whole book, um, then really take a look at what I've developed, because I am doing each page sort of on the fly as I record these videos. So I'll look back over what I did and see if that's the best possible way to map out the story. Maybe make some changes, then really go in and work on the story, and of course do rewrite until all that's solid. So I'll have a solid story, I'll have a solid page layout. Then I'll pencil pages and ink pages, and continue on the process of until I'm finished. Print the book and publish it. So yeah, I'm really stoked. That makes a lot more sense. Again, let me know your thoughts. Um, and that, yeah, like the videos. Uh, I might do a flashbang special edition. Well, I will, um, to talk about progress on the comic outside of doing these thumbnails. More than likely, there'll be videos after I'm done, but for I might do one or two before I get all 32 pages done. So yeah, that's it. At least I can actually tie it into Inktober and have like drawings I go in and ink and post all around. So I'm super stoked. And let's get on. Hey, um, with day four, um, which okay. So I will mention briefly that I still have to fiddle with the the real, like, the quality of the picture here, but I've been tinkering on things behind the scenes, and um, I'm really I'm getting much happier with how things are coming together. So hope you are too. So this is page 4, so we know what page we're on. I think part of it is getting more direct light onto what I'm working on, since uh, I'm able to see what I'm doing because the monitor is right in front of me. And I don't want it off to the side, so I'll figure it out. It's I might have to turn my studio inside out, and if all my cats are inside, so hopefully they won't bug me while I record this. Okay, so page 4 is sort of taking a step back um, in time from the scene that's been developing. And what I want to focus on for this page is the Goons. And who are the Goons, you may ask? Um, well, there's I'm going to make 4 of them. Coincidence that I'm on page 4. And we'll simply number them for right now, um, because I don't have any better. I don't have any names. That's still something I gotta work on. And as of right now, I don't have any more patrons who want to be a part of the comic. Um, using their likeness as characters. So I'm just going to make this up, and if I get more patrons, then I'll sort of fit them in later. And it's open. You become my patron anytime until the 31st of October to be a part of this comic, and the sort of way I described it, that gives me, since I'll be just storyboarding for this month, it'll give me plenty of time to get your likeness and add you to a character within the story. Um, so yeah, I want to focus on the goons, um, and uh, I guess I have to establish some sort of, and you know, I guess I okay. I'm doing all these establishing shots, and that gets boring. I want to try to break it up. So I'll do large panel, and what's a great um, hangout place for anyone? We'll do a cafeteria, which is probably spelled wrong, but that's okay. So I have like a coffee station, and snacks. I don't know. I'll just do this. Obviously, I'm going to go and really make some kind of cool hangout place. So we'll have, you know, let's do it this way. This is Goon 1. Let's say there's a table here. There's one goon here with one of his legs on the table because he don't care. Um, there's another goon here, maybe sitting proper. There's a plate, maybe giving the evil eye to the guy who has foot on the table while he's trying to eat something. Um, and doing a sort of Kirby-esque thing. Maybe there's a goon looking towards the camera, like me. um, so yeah, we'll establish them. Uh, then maybe what we'll do is do a couple of smaller panels. And I'll make it much more interesting. This will be maybe a more of a talking head kind of thing. So this kind of page, I'm thinking I'm going leave a lot more for myself to interpret exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I got my start, and my endpoint will be uh, ouch. Maybe they have some sort of uniform, maybe not armor per se, but vests, like bulletproof vests or something, like they're working for a multi-million dollar, maybe multi-billion dollar company. So they have some sort of tech visors, uh, bulletproof vests, uh, etc. And so it would be a shot of all four of them. They've been called, so it'd be a sort of group shot. You know, leading into the next page, which will have our main. Oh my god! I'm sorry. Betty. Excuse me. So this might be the most boring of all, and it will rely heavily on getting to know um, all the characters. And let's see. So this guy here, sort of putting his foot on the table, will be. We'll name him. Well, we'll not name him, but his sort of personality will be rebel. This guy uh, will be straight laced. Um, then because it's I don't want them all the same. One will be a female, and it's the cliche of she used her sexual wiles to get her way in life. But we'll make her actually the brains. It'll be a her. So she'll be the smartest one. Uh, which as far as goons go, that will be useful. And the other one, we'll see. I'll have to think about that a little bit. Alright, so what are we doing? Okay, I was just looking at the time. So, okay, if they're all suited up here, um, maybe this is like last page a little bit. It's a lot of panels. Um, so let's say I don't know if this is exactly what I'm going to be doing, but let's say they got a special, some kind of belt, like not necessarily Batman-ish, or maybe exactly like Batman-ish, um, but let's say like there'll be a small panel, and then it'll go to the big panel, and that will show some. It'll show some tech details of the belts that they're wearing. Um, then this shot could be, one of them in full armor, glory. I don't know. However, whatever kind of design I think of, maybe boots as well. So we see the full armor. Since this is neo noir cyberpunk, I do want some kind of cool outfit, so I'll have to really work on a design. And to me, it doesn't have to be scientifically accurate. This is comics, um, but I would like to incorporate some sort of possible tech or useful tech, maybe useful to the story. What else? What else? So yeah, this would just be a lot of headshot page. We get to see uh, their lair a bit. So let's say this top part is in essentially their cafe. Then, in order to go get their outfits, they this could be split up, maybe like that. They well, let's see, they leave. They leave the cafe. all together. Um, Venture off into like a labyrinth of hallways and maybe I'll maybe I'll do a map. That would be fun. So I could what I'll what I'll do is a kind of map of the floor. Because people always like maps. I like maps. Uh, like the old Marvel comics with um, Fantastic Four. They showed the inside of Fantastic Four towers. Um, this will sort of be a map of the floor. Let's say that's the cafe. There's locker room. Uh, so yada yada yada. So I have the map of the Goon headquarters, and there'll be a lot of hallways and different rooms, and yeah, that would be a lot for me to figure out how to make it just as fun as possible. Um, and yeah, so this will be a series of you know we get a bit of everybody's personality by what they say and this sort of expressions, and just a little to go on and that you essentially give a shit about them. Uh, and I'll try to make it interesting. I'm sort of thinking of like uh, Preacher, Steve Dillon, the artist who worked on Preacher. He's done plenty of uh, talking head pages, and he's really good at subtle expressions and um, just making what seems so mundane um, not. And it's a skill. So I'll make a female here. Don't you love my art? Trust me when I go in and pencil this. So just making um, each of them really different and distinct. Even though they're all going to be wearing uh, some sort of tech battle armor and whatnot, um, even that will be different, so you can be able to spot them. Um, but let's say this is a close up of another one. So I have one full on beard and maybe just really scruffy looking. Obviously the girl's going to look different than the other three automatically. Um, and we'll make one sort of, you make them look different. It's just easier to read and figure out automatically who's who. So this one will have like just enough 5 o'clock shadow to make him look like uh, like he's from Miami Vice or something. If you remember that show, kids. So he's otherwise clean cut. He's just not clean shaven, and probably looks like he's from the 70s or something, or the 80s, as which is where Miami Vice was. So you'll be able to get a clear shot of excuse me, of each character, and they'll have some sort of real conversation going on. And then obviously I'm not gonna just do headshot, 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 headshot. There'll be a like real purpose to the conversation. So one might be, say that guy like saying you're a fool, and the other guy's shocked, and um, so that would be that. Um, and obviously they get called away, so maybe on the wall. Uh, I've been good. Cats haven't disturbed me yet. So some sort of wall klaxon alarm goes off. That looks like just, spider senses. um, so that's why they go off into their maze of a headquarters, get their uniform on, and go and report to duty. And yeah, that would be an awesome page. Okay, so we got the rebel, we got the straight laced, even though that's spelled wrong. We got brains, and um, different from rebel is, oh, I just had it. I just had it. I just had it in my brain. Um, like a different sort of personality. Oh, thug. Can't have goons without one of them being like more of a thug than the others. I mean, they're all out. They're all out for themselves, or money, or power, or yada yada yada. But they're below the leader. So essentially, there'll always be goons. And a kitty at my feet, but I'm okay. Because we're going to wrap this up soon. Trying to think. So we got page 4. Make sure you can see that. I've been posting these on my Facebook page and maybe my Twitter, but definitely on my Instagram. Um, on Instagram is definitely where I post most things, artistically wise. Um, but I'm pretty sure I've been posting it into my Facebook, Human Art Studios page. Since that would be like my studio stuff going on. I should definitely make a note to post there. Okay, so we're going long, a little longer than the last two times, shorter than the first time. I want to make these videos a little shorter, but this took a little more getting worked out. And going forward, I hope I won't make every page too complicated. um, but I'll have different things on the final pages that will make something like this. Like a very panel heavy page. Like maybe if it's a headshot, it will be an open panel. So you know, um, so maybe you'll see like his shoulders, but the panel itself won't be there. So you'll get just like stuff hidden behind the other panels. Um, something to make it as a full page work out visually more pleasing than just too many panels. Uh, yeah, I don't think I have anything else other than uh, sneak peek of next page. We'll have the corporate villain. Who's that going to be? Did I mention it already? It's one of my patrons, and he's going to be a lot of fun to do. And he knows who he is. I already told him he's going to be the villain. He's stoked. So, yeah, page 5 will be that. Um, you'll get to see who that is and a little bit about where the story is going to be progressing. So, thanks again for checking out this video. Please like, subscribe if you haven't, and more than anything else, please comment below and let me know your thoughts on how I'm laying it out, what my plan is to post these and make it part of Instagram actually, or just my wonderful drawing style for for my thumbnails. Um, one of the things that has bugged me is that I'm getting a lot of views, but I think I've only had one comment so far. So let me know I'm doing a good job, and I'll see you again next time. I'm going to post links and whatnot here to subscribe to be my patron if you want to be a character in the book, playlists or videos, yada yada yada. I got to do end screens and thank my patrons with their names in my videos. I still got to get to that, but I wanted to get this one up so I can get on to day 5, which I hope I'll find some time later today and post that up today as well. So love you all. See you again next time.